You gotta put in the work to see results. You have to face your failures. You have to face your fears. When you face your fears, you transform them into your power. The only way to weaken your fears is to face them. But you have the equipment to do hard things. You have it within you to overcome anything that's in your path. You just have to give yourself a chance to succeed. Give yourself the opportunity. Trust in your ability to do it. Just jump in. If you fail, so what? You can learn from your failure. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. In today's video, we are going to talk about how I lost almost 70 pounds with home workouts. And I say almost 70 pounds because I'm officially 69 pounds down from my highest weight. If you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button because I'm currently documenting my journey to losing 100 pounds. And it's not just about losing those 100 pounds, it's about building muscle at the same time. We are building muscle because muscle results in long, sustainable weight loss as it boosts your metabolism. And also, putting on muscle makes you look good in the mirror. Who doesn't want that? And it also makes you feel good. The physical aspects of this journey are wonderful, but nothing beats the mental aspects. Nothing beats feeling good. It doesn't matter what weight you're at. If you are not feeling good, what is the point? This is about living a lifestyle of health. And health is not just about a number on the scale. It's about how you are feeling about yourself. It is your attitude towards yourself and towards the world. So we are on a full-on retransformation journey from within because we want these results to last. I've seen so many people lose weight to only regain it back. And in order to keep that weight off, we gotta go deeper. We gotta dig deeper. And yes, we can do the deep inner work. It will be painful. It will be long. It will be difficult, but we can push forward as long as you continue to remind yourself why you are doing this. So let's jump into how I lost almost 70 pounds with home workouts. Here are my tips. All right, so I started off moving my body 3 times a week. Why 3 times a week? Because I remember hearing it on Dr. Oz or one of those shows that the minimum amount of physical activity someone needs to stay healthy is 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week. So I did that. And my form of activity was walking. I made sure I walked for 30 minutes. And I made sure that stuck for a few weeks. Once I got consistent with my walking for 30 minutes a day, I increased that to an hour a day, 3 times a week. And as I began to grow in my cardiovascular abilities, I then started increasing to running. I started running. Yes, I started my weight loss journey off with running. And because I used to be a runner and I enjoyed running and I knew running was a very good way to help burn off those calories. So do what you can with what you have. You don't have to jump right into running. You just have to find an activity that works for you. There is no wrong answers in this. Just move your body. It could be a dance workout. It could be one of those YouTube step workouts. It could be anything. Just move your body. Once I got comfortable with that, I started planning physical workouts. I started doing weight training. I began my weight training journey or my strength training journey with Beachbody On Demand. I started using their workout library and they had tons of workout programs there for me. So I chose one workout program and I stuck to it. And the beautiful thing about it, it had all my workouts planned out for me. Now, if you don't have access to something like Beachbody On Demand, there is tons of free workouts on YouTube. There's so many content creators providing free calendars. Chloe Ting is one of them. She has calendars that you can just follow. So you use those calendars as your planning. You use those calendars as a tool to hold yourself accountable and to have your plan set out and written down. Because you're more likely to follow a plan if it's put in a calendar and if it's written down as opposed to keeping it in your head. Once I started following my workouts, I then started creating my own kind of workout programs using pre-existing workouts. The reason why I used pre-existing programs is because it's easier. You want to make this as convenient as possible. If there are workouts that are out there that are available to you, why not use them? You could create your own if it will motivate you, because the process of creating your own workout is a strong habit forming hack, because you're sitting there, you're planning it, and if you are going to invest more time into planning things, you're most likely going to follow through with it. So after doing that, I started matching up my workouts. I would do calendars that were 2 to 3 months in advance. I would list every day I would work out. Now, a lot of the calendars that I would follow from Beachbody's library, they had most workouts 6 days a week, and I couldn't always do that. So instead, I did what I could. Maybe I would put in 5 days a week or 4 days a week, and I would put in extra rest days as necessary. Remember, this is your journey. Just because there's a calendar out there doesn't mean you have to follow it to a T. You can adjust it to your needs, because you're most likely going to succeed if you have something that you are able to accomplish. Once I was consistent with my workouts, this is another important tip. Work on one thing at a time. I started working on my physical activity. Once my physical activity was consistent, then I started doing nutrition. It's very difficult to do both at once. You can try it, but you want to make this an incremental improvement. It's really difficult to go from 0 to 100. Remember, you're changing your lifestyle here. So to go from one end to another, you're gonna set yourself up for failure. So make sure you do this in small chunks. And remember, those small chunks add up to big chunks. This is all about the compound effect here. So once I was consistent with my workouts, I then started working on my nutrition. I began doing the common sense diet. What is the common sense diet? It's basically eliminating all foods that are quote unquote unhealthy. Common sense foods that are unhealthy. Junk food, chips, I don't know, tater tots, pizza pops. I'm trying to think of all the junk I used to eat. McDonald's, fast food. Just eliminating all that stuff and replacing it with vegetables. The vegetable I replaced it was salad. I don't know what it is. There was this thing about salads. Everyone was eating a salad. Salad's a healthy thing. Blah, blah, blah. I don't eat salads much now, but I started eating a lot of salads. And then once I started eating a lot of salads, I replaced that with vegetables in the form of frozen vegetables. Frozen vegetables are so simple. I would get this mixed vegetable medley. It was mixed with corn, peas, little beans and stuff, and I would just boil that and put that with my meal. I just increased my vegetable content. Hashtag stuff your face with vegetables. Vegetables are an absolutely powerful tool in helping you to lose weight. So once I started consuming more vegetables, I then started investigating how many calories I need to eat a week in order to lose weight. So I just did the generic Google search. I went into Google and Googled my BMI and my calorie information. So I just got one of those standard calorie calculators and I just put in my information and it popped it up for me. I followed that, and as I followed that, the weight began coming off. But I knew I needed to learn more about it. So education is powerful. You have to fill yourself out with knowledge. So I started learning about it. I bought fitness ebooks from Brianne Freeman. Her fitness ebook, I bought it earlier on in my weight loss journey, and it's helped me out so much. I learned how to calculate my calories for what I needed. And I talk about that in this video that you should definitely check out, where I talk about how I calculate my calories. The number in that video, my calories, is low because I used the wrong BMR, but the concept of calculating your calories is correct. So I used that formula and I calculated the calories I needed to lose weight. So I used a fitness watch to help track my activity, and then I used MyFitnessPal to help track my calories. It is so important to be aware of what you are consuming. It is truly 80% diet, 20% workouts. You have to get your nutrition right. And I'll say it again for myself. Get your nutrition right. Nothing works unless you work in the kitchen. So I use MyFitnessPal to track my calories and macros. It's simple. You just scan the barcode and it adds up everything for you. I track macros on my weight loss journey because, again, I'm on a journey to build muscle. So I have to ensure that I'm consuming enough protein. But if you're just strictly on a weight loss journey, calories is enough. Number 3, probably the most important tip I'm gonna bring here. And it's funny because number 3 is my favorite number. Put in the mental work. You have to decide that you are going to commit to this journey no matter what. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you failed. I believe Thomas Edison failed like 1,000 times, something of that nature. I don't know the exact number, but he failed 1,000 times until he got it right, until he discovered the light bulb. So remember, you have to keep going. It may take you longer than you expect because this world likes us to believe that it's a quick fit. No, weight loss is incremental. It takes time because it's not just about losing weight. If it was just about losing weight, everyone would lose weight. It's about overcoming the inner demons. It's about overcoming the inner obstacles, the self-doubt, the self-hate, the self-loathing. We have to overcome that, guys. It is so important to do that on this journey. And I knew that because when I lost my weight in the beginning, I lost 60 pounds very rapidly. I only ended up gaining back half the weight I lost. Why? Because it was not about doing the inner work. And then I realized, okay, hey, there's something more to this journey. I have to add a mental aspect to this journey. I had to incorporate self-love. I had to love myself into losing weight. So many times I've hated myself into losing weight. Way back in the day in my early 20s, I'd always go to the gym just to lose weight. It wasn't about taking care of myself. It was just to look good. I did it for all of the wrong reasons. And that's why I would always rebound those 20 pounds. I would always dabble between 180. I would hit 180 and then I would just go back up to 200 pounds. This is way back in the day before this weight loss journey. So you really have to do the deep inner work. So I told myself after regaining those 30 pounds on my journey about a few years ago that, hey, I need to love myself. I can't hate myself into losing weight. I can't insult myself into losing weight. The reason why I rebound because I looked in the mirror and I was not happy with what I saw. Even though I lost weight, I just was appalled with myself. And I knew I cannot make this sustainable unless I learn how to be at peace with myself. And this is where the true inner work comes. It sucks, it's hard. So I knew I had to go to therapy. I went to therapy. Oh my gosh, my therapy journey is wild. I talk about it in one of my videos. But I was trying for years to get into a trauma therapy because I had severe childhood trauma and trauma in my early adulthood. So I was trying to get into trauma therapy. And then I started seeing a therapist consistently. And then once I got into trauma therapy, I began to work on the things that I needed to work on. So it's really about going deep. And if you don't have access to a therapist, there are things you can do on the daily. So I started a mental health routine. Every morning I'd listen to motivational podcasts. I'd listen to Your World Within. His content helps me out so much because it helps me shift my perspective. I listen to podcasts like The Quote of the Day Show, or simply, search on YouTube and find motivational stuff. And I just listen to people throughout there. Louise Hay, she's amazing. She talks about loving yourself and being self-compassionate. Speaking of self-compassion, there's Kristen Neff. She's got awesome content. Jack Cornfield, Tara Brock. All of these people I would listen to just constantly because you have to bombard your mind with all of the positive aspects. You have to bombard your mind with the things you want to change. You want to change the horrible things you have within, the self-doubt, the self-loathing, the poor attitude, the quitting every time you hit failure. So I constantly listen to people who are about building myself up in that aspect. I listen to people who talk about the things that I want to be. So it's all about putting in that mental work. Another part of my mental fitness routine I did is that I would meditate. I'd use the app Insight Timer to track my meditation. Meditation is something that I was introduced to my therapist back in 2013. It helps you become aware with yourself. It helps you connect with your mind and your body. It increases that mind-body connection, which is so important because many of us are disconnected from our bodies. And me meditating has allowed me to really look at things differently, to really pause, to really not let that emotional mind take over. It let me see things objectively and not emotionally. So meditation is a great tool. So I started tracking that with Insight Timer. And then I began journaling. I started doing thought records. Thought records was a thing that my therapist introduced me to, and you can get them for free on the internet. It's basically a CBT tool, and CBT is basically a cognitive behavioral therapy. It's a therapy method, and it just helps you look at things objectively and taking the, emotion out of it. So I would do thought records, and then the thought records transformed into journaling. I would just do journaling prompts. I would write down my goals on the daily, because again, if I would write down my nutrition goals and my workout goals every day, I'm feeding it into my brain. I'm putting it into my subconscious. Remember, 90% of what we do is run by our subconscious. So meditating, journaling, listening to podcasts, all of that helps to transform my subconscious. So that is what I was focusing on. And I totally forgot to mention reading self-help books like Atomic Habits, The Power of Habits, The Compound Effect. All of that stuff really does help you shift that brain. The mental work is a lot of work. If you stop working on your mental work, those doubts and that self-sabotage and that voice that tells you to give up will get stronger, because they're like weeds. They're weeds. They keep growing and growing. And if you don't maintain that weed by putting in the work on the daily, then they'll manifest. But if you put in the work on the daily and you instill those habits, it gives you a better chance to overcome when those difficult times come in our lives, because they will come. Life isn't easy, but you have the equipment to do hard things. You have it within you to overcome anything that's in your path. You just have to give yourself a chance to succeed. Give yourself the opportunity. Trust in your ability to do it. Just jump in. If you fail, so what? You can learn from your failure. Just bounce your way back. As I've said many times, fail yourself forward. I failed my way into losing this weight. Remember, I lost 60 pounds quickly, regained 30. Now I'm back on this journey again, and I understand that I need to put in the self-love aspect. I need to put in the mental work. That's when I went to therapy and I transformed things. So understand that you are unstoppable. Just give yourself the chance to do it. Give yourself the opportunity to do it. Get uncomfortable. It's the only way to get comfortable. I hope you know what I mean by that. Tip number 4, take breaks. It is exhausting being on a weight loss journey. Let me tell you, it is exhausting. Some people can do it in less than a year. Some people it takes a little longer. It doesn't matter. We are all at different levels. We have all different beasts to slay. For those of you who've been at this, take a break if you're feeling exhausted. I know the last few months I kind of took a break off my journey, meaning I just maintained my weight. I worked out, I ate clean when I could, but I wasn't really diligent about it, because tracking calories and tracking macros can get exhausting after a while. So take a break if need be, just to reset your mind. And I find that when you take breaks, the more you move on, the less breaks you need to take, because it becomes more of a habit. It becomes more automatic. But if you got a lot of stuff going on in your life, like I did in the past month, I lost my job, had a lot of things going on, it's okay to take your break. Give yourself grace. It is okay. Also take breaks off of workouts, guys. There's nothing wrong with taking extra days off here and there. I know every 2 to 3 months or so, I tend to take a week off of workouts, because my body needs to recover. Recovery is an opportunity for weight loss to happen. Sometimes you may be pushing it too hard, and that's when you need to take a break. It's okay to take a break off of your workouts. In fact, it will benefit you, because once you take that break and recover, you're able to push yourself even harder once you return. So take breaks when needed. Tip number 5, holding myself accountable via community. What I mean by this is being on YouTube, creating an Instagram page, talking to people in my life, my friends, my hubby, telling my hubbies like, hey, I'm doing keto this week, or hey, I'm gonna be fasting this week. Can you just help me hold myself accountable? Or just telling them. When you tell them, you are more likely to succeed because humans, yes, we are social creatures. Unfortunately, we are. I say that unfortunately because I'm kind of an introvert and an extrovert. I'm more extroverted. No, I'm more introverted right now. I like to be, on my own. But we are social beings at the end of the day. We need each other. So when you tell someone your goals, it's holding you socially accountable. So it's really good to have an Instagram where you're following purely fitness people or people who motivate you. I know I created Self Love Fit for that specific reason, just to follow people who are working out and who talk about mindset too. It's not just about the weight for me, like I said, it's about the mindset. Follow people who inspire me, seeing people overcome. When I see other people do it, it inspires me to do it. I can do it. Or when I see other people trying and not giving up and still putting their best foot forward, it inspires me to continue. Being on YouTube, having the YouTube community, the fitness community, seeing people strive towards their goals. They may be different goals from me. Not everyone's on a weight loss journey, but hey, someone might be on a fitness journey to do this, that. Someone might be doing a fitness competition or running a marathon or, trying to improve a certain exercise. Following people like that motivates me to stick to my goals because remember, you are the company you keep. So there you have it. That is how I lost almost 70 pounds with home workouts. It wasn't just about the workouts. It was about transforming my life inside and out. It was about facing the demons I didn't want to face. It was about being honest with myself, which sucks. It's about being, hey, Daniella, if you're not seeing the results, it's because you're not putting in the work. You gotta put in the work to see results. You have to face your failures. You have to face your fears. When you face your fears, you transform them into your power. The only way to weaken your fears is to face them. So don't be afraid, guys, or be afraid, but do it anyway. Don't let fear stop you. Because fear can be a powerful tool if you just shift that mindset. I know it can be difficult. I know it can be exhausting. Trust me, guys, I'm on total weight loss fatigue. I'm tired of being on a weight loss journey. I just want to get it done. But that is my motivation. I want to get it done now. I'm so focused. My nutrition has been in line. And I'm ready to share with you guys my holiday series on how to stay fit during the holidays and having your cake and eat it too. I will be sharing you guys tons of tips. I'm so motivated for that, and I hope to take you guys along on this journey and motivate you as well. Anyway, if you made it this far into my video, type in never give up. We got this. See you guys in the next video. Bye.